Hello, welcome to your Soulprint Weekly Pick Your Crystal reading. This is for June 30th through July 6th. Alrighty. Just quickly, first of all, thank you very, very much for being here. I really do truly appreciate the support that you provide for this channel. The lovely, lovely comments are all appreciated. Thank you for the thumbs up. It's wonderful, and I'm very, very grateful for it. So I'm glad that you're enjoying these because I certainly do enjoy connecting with you this way and doing these readings. Should you, by any chance, want a personal private reading, you can go into the drop box below, and there is an email address, soulprint888@gmail.com. Feel free to just send me out a quick email saying, information for readings, please, and I will send back everything you need to know. All right, so this week we have black, we have clear, and green. So just take a moment and see which crystal or crystals are calling out to you, are resonating for you, and we're going to get started. All righty. Start with the blacks. This is an onyx. It's beautiful. All right. Here we go. Seven of Cups. Knight of Wands. Nine of Cups. The World. Okay. So, what do we have here? So, the Seven of Cups card can sometimes it's referred to as, illusions and delusions, but very often it can be about just feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes you have more choices than you know what to do with. Sometimes you're just having a hard time making a choice. And sometimes it can even reference sort of, your imagination or creative thinking, that kind of energy. Now, the Knight of Wands very often is going to bring you a journey. Sometimes it talks about a new home, a new residence, some sort of a significant shift that way. The Knight of Wands also very often to me represents incoming communications. The Nine of Cups, one of my most favorite cards, because the Nine of Cups is a card of manifestation. It is like a wish card. It is about creating the reality that you want, through manifestation, through powerful thoughts, through doing the work step by step. And the world generally represents the end of a cycle so that a new cycle can begin, so that something new can get started. So I really, really actually like this grouping of cards because it talks about being in a place where you have decisions to make, you have choices to make. And perhaps these choices are actually quite significant, and you're mindful of the fact that, you know, when you're making significant choices, that you try to think things through clearly. You try to make the best choice you can with the information you have. If by some chance this is pertaining to an actual change of location, all right? And I'm saying it that way because sometimes I think that it could also apply to, businesses or partnerships. It's important that you just sort of take the time, get your bearings, and then look at the opportunities or the information, the communications that are coming forward. So, and perhaps that communication or that information coming forward is actually going to help clarify the choices that you need to or want to make. Because it's taking you to this Nine of Cups, which is an amazingly wonderful card because it's about bringing together new dreams, sort of new beginnings. It's about manifesting the life the life you want, the things you want in your card. And most often, the Nine of Cups is going to represent emotional and financial, material fulfillment and success. And that seems to be taking you to a place where you are able to end one chapter, one period of time, and move into a brand new beginning, a beginning that um, is sort of wish fulfillment, right? It is an ending so that there is a new beginning, and the new beginning is a result of making a wish, doing the work, doing the manifestation. And don't forget, I always say that the definition of manifestation is confident expectation. When you confidently expect something to happen and you take the step to make that happen, lo and behold, very often it comes, it manifests. Now, sometimes it doesn't manifest exactly the way we expect. Sometimes it's better. So let's always leave ourselves open to that possibility. And as for the first two cards, again, there is that energy of, making decisions, making choices. Even if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, perhaps there's some information coming through for you that's going to clarify those decisions, clarify the choices you make, and help you move forward into this, frankly, new and really, really lovely energy and lovely path forward. So, this might be a really good time to start thinking about what your wish is, what it is you would actually like to create in your life, and start thinking about moving towards that. Because certainly you have the energy coming from the crystal and these cards. Alrighty. I'm loving that for you, have to say. Okay, clear. Here we go. All right, we have the Five of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Fool. All right. Interestingly, if you have chosen this one, you might want to consider also taking a look at the crystal, the black crystal before, because there are some similarities of energy here. So the Five of Cups is about sort of focusing in on, just kind of being disappointed, feeling perhaps betrayed, maybe having regret. But it's very often about focusing on what we have lost instead of looking at the opportunities that are coming up for us, the two standing cups behind us, right? The opportunities that are there if we simply, turn around and stop focusing on that which has been lost or that which we regret. Because, truly regrets actually don't get us anywhere. They are a waste of our energy because we can't change whatever it is we regret. We can certainly learn from it. We can certainly gain the wisdom from it, but we really can't change it. And so staying in a place of disappointment and regret only feeds and amplifies that very energy. It doesn't actually you kind of move forward to healing. Now, the Eight of Wands energy is talking about incoming communications. The Wands is about action, words, communications. It can often be about business. And the Eight is about a fast progression, often after a delay or a disappointment. It is about communications. It is about all of a sudden things picking up speed and moving really, really quickly. That may actually end up facilitating or necessitating that you, kind of assess where you're at, but understand that work and patience is what brought you this harvest. It is also good news financially, very, very often. I mean, sometimes we look at this card and we think, oh, so much work to be done, so much harvesting to be done. But that harvesting is, the result of our work. It is the accomplishments. And this card does often indicate, sort of financial success. And being able to look at where you're at, what you have, what you want, and how you want that to move forward. I absolutely love that it's followed by the Fool, because the Fool is that leap of faith energy. It is that new beginning. It is that fresh start. Sometimes, perhaps, with a little bit of recklessness, but by and large, it really is an energy of taking a leap of faith. It is about trusting the work you have done. It is about knowing that the fast moving pace is taking you to a new beginning. It is about moving away from this time of sadness and disappointment into kind of an energy of, great, let's start fresh, let's start anew, let's go down this new path, let's try this new thing. It's a really nice energy. And so, whatever's going on, this definitely feels like there's going to be an increased sense of momentum, of focus. It's going to provide you with some sort of an increase when it comes to resources. And there's that lovely beginning for you. It's the start of something new and fresh. And it would be wonderful if our life never had any disappointments and we were never sad. But that isn't how life works. And so, sometimes the hardest thing about moving past disappointment is simply moving past it. It is, acknowledging the hurt, acknowledging the disappointment, recognizing whatever it was that you can gain from the experience. But it is definitely about moving past it. And these cards definitely indicate not only a rapid moving past it, but success and new beginnings that come following it. So very much liking that one. Alrighty. And this green. Here we go. 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, and Justice. This is an interesting grouping of cards. All right. So, the 10 of Pentacles very often is about money. It's often about family finances. It can be about inheritance, gifts, significant financial or material gifts coming your way. The Knight of Swords is sometimes very much about things moving very quickly, all of a sudden things just sort of speeding up. And don't forget, swords often are about power. They can be about conflict, law, can be about ambition. Sometimes it's about government. Then you have this simple little Page of Wands card coming forward, and the Page of Wands brings you good news. That's simply what the Page of Wands done. Very often it comes in the form of some kind of a communication, but definitely she brings you good news. And that ultimately leads to justice. It leads to balance. Now, again, these cards, particularly because you have the 10 of Cups the 10 of Pentacles on one side and Justice on the other, it feels almost as if this has to do with some sort of a financial settling, sorting out, accounting, that kind, having to do with money, having to do with inheritances, family obligations, that kind of energy. And so perhaps you are trying to sort out an estate matter. Perhaps you are trying to get your own estate in order and looking at, how you want things to be handled. So as you're dealing with this 10 of Pentacles, and listen, 10 of Pentacles is an amazing card. It's a lovely, lovely card because it's full of prosperity. It's full of abundance. It's full of, opportunity. It's a great card. And there is this energy moving forward, but it could create this sort of energy of needing to sort things out. Perhaps there is legal documentations, a legal matter that needs to be sorted out. The good news is coming, the resolution is coming, the Page of Wands is bringing forward the energy to bring you that good news and allow things to move forward. And ultimately, you find yourself in a place of justice, in a place of balance, in a place where, you know, that which is right, that which is correct is allowed to, manifest. It is an energy of, things working out, sometimes legally, sometimes karmically, sometimes spiritually. But there is definitely a balancing that is achieved as a result of the sorting out of this Ten of Pentacles and moving forward. Now, I will sort of caution you. If the Ten of Pentacles for you represent some sort of a significant gain or gift, you are being asked to not move so quickly forward that you are not being mindful of sort of what you're doing with those assets, where they're going. You don't want any recklessness connected to this, because the Page of Wands is sort of assuring you that there's going to be good news coming. It's a good thing. And there's going to be this balance that is achieved from it. But you want to make sure that, there is some clarity as you move forward, that you're being thoughtful, that you're not just sort of, rushing forward, that there is some clarity about what you're doing. Sometimes good news, when it comes, it may not necessarily always it may not feel like good news as soon as it comes, or we may not recognize the blessing that it brings. And so you're wanting to make sure that you slow down enough that the decisions you make are the right decisions that ultimately take the situation to a place of justice and balance. Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you very, very much for being here this week. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And I hope the week ahead brings you some sunshine and some happiness. Take good care now. Bye-bye.